no time for fun and games, guys. There's no time for memes in the WTL Codex playoffs. Serious video gaming tournament.
Versus Team Liquid. Game 6. Let's start the game.
Let's start the game.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. One of the bigger series that this young man is probably going to play throughout the entire year. That goes for both of them. In the top left side of Heartlet, we are looking at the main base of BASILISK Reynor. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the playoff MVP so far, your ESL Winter 2023 Atlanta champion, Team Liquid's Clem. Those Terrans can bleed. We've seen them bleed. Let's see it one more time. I am a tiny bit sad to see that Reynor has spawned on the top side of the map. I am a believer that spawning in the bottom side of the map is slightly superior to spawning in the top side of the map. A lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that. I am a pretty strong believer in it. It's obviously not the biggest of deals. You're still going to have to play very well, but I personally do my best work from the bottom. And I think a lot of Starcraft 2 players shine a little bit more when they can micro their units to the bottom side of the screen than when you have to micro your units to the top side of the screen. And obviously if you spawn in the top side of the map, more often than not, the armies will look at each other and you micro back towards your main, they micro back to their main. It also matters for Terran add-ons, that is true. That is maybe a thing that is a little bit more widely accepted, but I just think it's easier, especially for a race like Terran as well. I feel like microing your units towards the top side of the screen will be always slightly more unnatural to micro your units towards the bottom. What did you say, Dan? I said what I said, mate. And I stand by it. I know you guys are gonna make some funny jokes, and that's it. In a serious video gaming tournament, there is still room for some jokes. Some players have agreed with me on my statements in the past. Other people think it does not matter at all. I do think for Zerg maybe it matters a tiny bit less, because Zerg is not too much about like microing units back, right? For Zerg it's more just diving on in there. This is not the ace match, this is the revive match. Clem is still the revive of Team Liquid, Reynor is still the revive, or is our revive, of Basilisk. Heartlet is a map where Clem is pretty good. I know that lately Clem has been winning a crazy amount of TVCs. Right before that, when it was still Serral winning the Europe regionals and whatnot. This is a map that Terran players have often shined on. There's obviously a couple of good Terran maps in the map pool. Side Delta is not bad at all. Heartlet is not bad. Oceanborn is pretty acceptable to just dig in your heels, play late game. But our Zorgis decided that they hate Hecate the very most. So that's why we vetoed it. Don't know what to cheer for. If you don't know what to cheer for, mate, you can just cheer for an amazing set of games. Maybe you can cheer for a 1-1, so you get to see more StarCraft between these two amazing teams. Clem obviously on the edge of creep, trying to slow down Reynor when it comes to the creep threat. Reynor has put in some serious work over the last week. I think his mechanics are good. Is he as good as he was in Game S8? Only time will tell, but I know that our boy has done his best to get ready for this day. And that's all we can really ask from him. He's cheering for everyone to have a good time. I have a hard time believing that if you love StarCraft 2 that you didn't have a good time so far today. I think the games have been damn good, very high level. With a couple of very surprising twists and turns. I think everything that we can look for in an exciting day of StarCraft 2. In the finals of a tournament, whether it's online or offline. It has been a good day. Hopefully for us. In Basilisk it has a happy ending too. Absolutely not, YRS. This is the lower bracket final. So there will be an entire brand new clan war after this. In the grand finals, On-Site Gaming is waiting. The roster of On-Site Gaming is Maru, Solar and Ryung. Clem has won 16 TVZs in a row. He also just had a draw, mate. A draw would not be bad for us. I will gladly take a draw, as Clem is a little bit slow with the Liberator this time around. I mean, it's a little thing, guys. Obviously, the unit didn't even go down. But just the fact that Reynor did a lot of damage to the lip makes me happy. Clem is so good that it's not about picking up units. It's about softening up units. It's about limiting their potential. And getting a bunch of shots off with your Queen and Spore Crawler on that Liberator will limit the potential, so... Tiny victory there for Reynor. The tiniest of victories, but on this level you will take the tiniest of tiniest victories. And look at that, guys. Reynor fires up Burrow 6 minutes into the game. Cancels Burrow. Wants to fire up something else. Reynor is not a very big Burrow guy. Maybe he wanted to go for a lair? Well, we have a lair, so that doesn't make any sense. I'm getting Baneling speed too. Maybe he thought about Burrow and then he's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Or maybe he was trolling me. Is Reynor world class enough to get me excited over Burrow in the WTL code as lower bracket final to just cancel it immediately and be like, ah, got him. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't put anything past this kid. Clem throws down a scan, picks up a creep tumor or two. There are Widow Mines in the mix. This is obviously where things can get scary and serious immediately. It's a very normal setup so far, as we do have the Hydra then. Go down, one Widow Mine. Ooh, that second Widow Mine fired as well towards the very end. I mean, that Widow Mine was dead. It fired a missile from its grave. So a couple of Banelings go down that we didn't really want to lose, but it's not at the end of the world. Liberator on the left is annoying, but Reynor's pretty quick to respond. It's a lot of Queens that we're bringing over to deal with that lip. Alright. That is obviously at least a lot of Queens that are able to get shots off. He cannot quite kill it. We'll connect with a couple of Marines on creep there. First few Hydras are on the way. Clem has dropped an armory. He's going up to 4 bases. Does Clem have any tanks at all, by the way? Or just goes straight into mines? Feels like he just went straight into mines. Double factory, building 3 mines at a time. Does he already have drilling claws, guys? I don't think so, right? Unless I completely missed that, and we would have the quickest drilling claws ever. Maybe that's something that Clem forgot. Baneling speed is done right now on the side of Reynor. Banelings on creep are going to try to connect. Clem's micro is good. Reynor's micro is good. And in the end, Reynor gets an alrighty trade here. I don't hate it. We keep the hatchery safe. Couple of Hydras are going to push the army back. One of the Queens gets picked off. Reynor needs a few more units here. He's got a couple of Banelings coming in. Is Clem paying attention? Yes, he is. Clem does not want to gun them down, as there was another fight happening. I do feel that at this point... Okay, Clem is going to fire up Drilling Claws immediately. I was about to say, I feel like he kind of should have had it already. Even +2 attack. Like, that armory finished up, what, 30, 40 seconds ago? Gives us a tiny bit of a buffer on Reynor's side. Reynor's on 82 drones, by the way, with a hive on the way. Reynor, Hydra, Lingy. I don't see any Banelings. Does gone down the Widow Mines very quickly. Thank the Lord that we had an Overseer there. Ah, good. As Reynor also collapses on a couple of units on the left side. Seems like a decent amount of terror went down there. The Queens are going to try to buy some time. We don't have an Overseer this time around. There is another Widow Mine here. Widow Mine is going to fire on the Banelings. Reynor just... Oh my goodness. So quick in activating all these Widow Mines. We need some Overseers, mate. There is an Overseer morphing now. Hive halfway done. I don't hate what I see from Reynor so far. Look at that minimap, man. Despite the fact that he's playing against Clem. Clem, who's doing obviously his absolute best to contain the creep, to keep it at bay, to throw down scans. I think Reynor's mechanics have been on point. Kid is sharp, but these Widow Mines are close to firing again. Ooh, this could get scary. Will the Widow Mine fire at the Queen and do friendly fire? No. 6 more Banelings morphing. Reynor's supply block for a split second there. A lot of these Banelings did not finish up. I hope we have a few more Banes somewhere. Good fight here for Clem, I think. But obviously, on creep, things can look very different. That's a good Widow Mine shot for Clem as well. There's a lot of the Banelings of Reynor going down, but there are still a couple of Banes remaining. Clem has Medivacs, guys, in the top side of the map. And he's going to unload them. The Hydras are here, though. Reynor is quicker. I think Reynor is playing very quick. Obviously, Clem likewise. The play of MVP is not slowing down. It's been a lot of games in a row for Clem. Eventually, some fatigue may kick in as Reynor takes care of both of the Medivacs. That makes his life a little bit easier, because now he can just focus on that army in the center of the map. And we are about to have a tiny upgrade advantage too. Maybe Widow Mine shots are pretty good. That's a lot of Lynx dying, but we still have some Hydras and Banes in the mix. Overseers will reveal all these mines. look at the creep in the bottom left side as well, guys. Reynor really is making good progress in that regard. Do we have Adreno glance? I don't think so, huh? He's firing our burrow now. Hive is done. Vipers are on the way. I don't think we have Adreno. Or do we? Did I miss it? Don't think I missed it. I hope that Reynor does not forget. The WTL Observer will let me know. But the other day we watched the game for 15 minutes where the WTL Observer did not realize that there was no extended thermal lens in a Cyan game on Equilibrium. Clem splitting up his army. A lot of forces in the bottom left, a lot of forces in the top right. Off creep, it is so hard for Banelings to connect with units of Clem. Reynor's gonna get a few more overlords as we land a couple of abducts on Widowmines. Actually, on Medivacs. Why not? Banelings trying to crash in. Banelings getting some connections. Not all that shabby. It's obviously somewhat expensive what Reynor is doing here, but Reynor is on 94 drones. But we're making a lot of links. We need that upgrade. Maybe once he fires up 3-3, he will check. Like maybe Reynor is under a little bit of pressure right now. He spams a Parabomb. Parabomb is doing some damage to the Medivacs. Widowmine friendly fire. That takes out a couple of the units. Ooh, Clem is... So he's everywhere. Clem is everywhere. As Hydras and Banes are going to try to save this hedge. Clem really wants that hedge. Clem will get the hedge. Reynor, however, gets the Liberators and maybe gets a Ghost there as well. Supplies look good for Reynor. We need our upgrades, mate. We need 3-3. We need Adreno. That is what we need. 3-3 there. +3 melee on the way. +3 carapace on the way. It's looking good for Reynor, but I do get scared, guys, if we forget our very important Hive upgrade. Day 9 in his day, he used to call it the most important upgrade in the game. I wouldn't go that far, but it is very important. Hydras, Lynx, Banes, and Vipers are going to try to make their way. Nice splits by Reynor. Those Widowmine shots were not all that impactful. Can we blow up the Planetary Fortress with a bunch of SCVs to come along with it? We get the SCVs. We get the Planetary. We might get a little more as another Overlord soaks up a Widowmine shot. Parabombs go down. Reynor has money in the bank. Does need to maybe take care of those units on the top side of the map. There are still units on the left as well. Wow, the range of that Widowmine shot. Alrighty then. Oh, we left a couple of burrowed Banelings behind, guys. I like it. Please check your spawning pool, my friend. Reynor did have a game not too long ago where Adreno was rather late, but then he did still get it. And he said, oh, I knew. As he snipes at Medevac, burrowed Banelings! Maybe didn't feel like those were the greatest hits. I think they would have been alright. Obviously, Clem will retreat over that ramp too. 7 more Overlords. Reynor is done with being on the edge of being supply blocked. And every time he loses an Overseer to be supply blocked, units are going to run over the burrowed Banelings. Reynor, oh my Clem, why would you go there? What is that? Why would Clem be on that side of the ramp? That deserved better. Reynor still has money in the bank. Four Marines get unloaded. I mean, there is a tiny chance that I missed Adreno, but I really don't think that is the case. I don't think Reynor has it. But I also don't think it matters. Fireworks, 4th of July. We have an infestor on the map too. There's a tiny... Oh no, the Widowmines are... The Banelings are about to be revealed by the missile turret. I said that in a very dramatic way. It's obviously not that dramatic, but... I'm still sad about it. I would have loved to see it come into play. The missile turret has revealed it. Shows the upgrades, please. I was like, oh no. I just wanted it, guys, one time. I wanted to feel validated. 3-3 upgrades about to kick in for our boy. Clem still thinking about it. Parabomb number 1. EMP did land, by the way, on the Vipers. So 2 Parabombs go down. Clem incredibly quick with splitting off those Medevacs. So Clem micro that, I think, to the best of his abilities. Reynor burrows 4 Banelings on top of that ramp. There's a few of the Banelings making it into this middle line. In the end, he'll settle for a couple of depots. Widowmine drop. There is so much happening. Some proper high-level Starcraft here today, guys. In the WTL Codas playoffs. Still like where the game is going for Reynor. But I think if we know one thing when we play against Clem is that you never ever celebrate too early. There's a whole bunch of burrowed Widowmines on that ramp near the Zelnaga Watchtower on the left side of the map. It is obviously important that Reynor keeps on finding damage. Clem is gonna get close to those burrowed banelings, guys. He has thrown down a scan. Reynor can maybe push him into it. Clem is going to retreat, throws down a scan, sees the burrowed banelings. Clem is too good. That is probably not going to be the play. Reynor is making a lot of links, takes a decent fight here, but links without Adreno will be a whole lot less impactful. He burrowed a couple of banes there, I believe, or just a single one, but Clem saw it immediately, even in the midst of all of that. I think there is a single burrowed Zergling on the right side, delaying that command center from landing. There is Adreno glance, guys. 60 minutes into the game. Important. Important to see this. Reynor is going to try to make some magic happen. Not a crazy amount of banelings. I'm not sure if that is enough to kill the PF, but maybe with all the Hydra support, a couple of SCVs very low in HP. It's repair. It's Hydras. It's repair. Clem keeps the base alive. Reynor turns around there and says, mate, your medevacs are not even in the fight. But the planetary fortress survives, and that is a big moment. Oh, one or two more banelings, guys. One or two more banelings there. As that burrowed Zergling on the right side was revealed by a scan. At least Reynor sees this. Okay, that's big. We can do it all over again. We're about to get +1 missile attacks as well. Maybe that could have been a tiny bit quicker too, right? Because obviously the Hydra count is pretty high. And if Marines and Marauders have +3 armor, yeah, we're gonna need some Hydra upgrades. He's cooking though. Reynor has played a fantastic game. I can't say anything otherwise. But it is way too early to celebrate. Clem is so incredibly good at the moment. He was good in the COVID era when he won DreamHack after DreamHack, and we were all stunned by how good his TVZ was. Then there was a period where his TVZ slowed down a little bit, and it almost felt that he was better against Protoss, and maybe even against Terran for a bit, than he was against Zerg. But I think it is safe to say that his TVZ is back to new heights, perhaps. The good news is that our Zergies also never stop evolving. Burrowed Infestor, guys, behind the army. Land the Fungo on the Ghost. Land the double Fungo immediately. Is that good enough for Banelings and Vipers to connect? It is not good enough. But it at least creates some space here on the high ground. I'm just stunned, guys. They're both so incredibly fast, good, and talented. It will be absolute heartbreak if this doesn't go our way, but hey. If we don't get it, let it be against this Liquid Clem, because he is so ridiculously good. Ooh, that's a big Widowmine shot in the top right side. Careful though with the Vipers. The Widowmine drop as Reynor shakes his head for the first time in the game. The Widowmine drop rattled him a little. And because of that, he lost track of his Vipers. 3 Vipers flying headfirst into the Terran army. The first head tilt we've seen of Reynor throughout the entire game, probably realizing that that was a big moment. He's still in it. Absolutely still in it. What a mistake. Well, of course you're going to see mistakes made. These guys are playing at an incredibly high level. Incredibly fast-paced 19-minute game. They are pushing each other to the limit. And when that is happening, yes, you are going to see 1 or 2 big errors as well. It'd be very scary if that would not be the case. Because then I want to check to see if they actually have a pulse or not. Reynor is going to try to make his ramp up this Elnaga Watchtower one more time. There were Widow Mines, but Reynor did a good job in limiting the damage. There are some drones dying to a Liberator. Bailing count is bloody high this time around, and that should be a dead PF. If this is not a dead PF, there will never be a dead PF. Let's get it. Oh my goodness, Ghost Repairs. In the end, it is good enough. The Hydras are battling, but the Hydras don't have the best upgrades. It is good enough maybe to gun down that final Liberator, as Reynor has spent every single penny he has on that attack. He gets the base, he gets the SCVs, he gets some of the Liberators. Widowmine friendly fire there is nice, but normally when the supplies are this freaking close, you love it more for the Terran than you love it for the Zerg. But that's normally. Perhaps when things apply to Reynor, it's not about what normally applies, as those Widowmine shots were pretty good. Reynor has 11 Hydras on the way. These Hydras have +1 missile attacks. They do have obviously armor. This Clem is very quick to rebuild. Reynor is going to try to get that base in the bottom left. Hydras is standing in range of the circles. Reynor will get a couple of the libs. Once the other 2 as well. Doesn't quite get them, as he loses a few more drones. A spectacular game of TVZ between these 2. Reynor using his Viper energy to get some more. Maybe he can land an abduct. A Zorkling activated the Widowmine shot there on the right. Supplies within 3 or 4 from each other, but those lips. The lips now also getting on top of this very crucial base in the bottom left side. The Widowmine shots here not doing too much. Do we have an Overseer? Please, Reynor. You cannot be here without an Overseer. We need to take out these mines. If we're losing this many drones, if we're losing this many units, we need to take out the mines. SCVs will go through the meat grinder. No Overseer is so sad here, guys. Killing a lot of SCVs, killing a crazy amount of SCVs. The Bio is somewhat low on HP. That Orbital will fall. Now getting an... Oh my goodness. Reynor continues chasing as he drags the Widowmine shots into the Terran army. 15 drones dying. 21 SCVs dying. Here are the Widowmines. Here is the Overseer. 3 more Infestors on the way. Only 1 supply separating these two God tier video gamers. What on earth are we watching, guys? What a game. An early candidate perhaps for Game of the Year. And it's only 22 minutes, but more has happened in this 22-minute game than in many 35, 40, 50-minute games we see. Ridiculous. On a knife's edge. 48 drones against 32 SCVs. These two kids have given us some absolute bangers in the past, and they're doing it again. Reynor with a tiny abduct. Oh, with another abduct. When is the last time you've seen that? The triple abduct on the Widowmine. Yeah, add that to the list of things that I have never said before in my entire life. As there are still I mean, this is insane though. This is absolutely insane. Reynor does lose that base on the left side though. Medevac is gonna take damage from parabombs. May actually end up dying. They are still so incredibly close to one another. Clem taking out that base and now says, you know what? If you don't want me to have the bottom right side, I'm gonna go ahead and take the bottom left. That might not be the worst thing ever for Reynor, because now you can focus a tiny bit more on defending that base. This one, that is. There's not too many resources left. Maybe the top right is more important. Reynor taking a tiny supply lead. 0 gas income for Reynor. It is indeed a 0 gas income for Reynor. That is scary. We are down to our final 330 gas. Clem, meanwhile, is earning 650 gas. How the hell does Reynor build this many Hydras, guys, when he has 0 gas income? He had a tiny bit of a gas bank. It feels that we are really gonna go for it, but it's never over until it's over. Infestor Fungal! Is that good? I've only had a couple of Veilings. The Fungal is sick. Another Fungal tries to connect, but that Fungal is a little bit too slow. An amazing first Fungal, though. Can Reynor swing to the left, rotate his army, get on top of that base? As he burrows another Infestor, Clem sees it, needs to scan again, will scan again. As the Liberators are keeping that base safe. Now a couple of snipes try to go down, but Reynor lands up ducks on almost every single ghost. It is still such a ridiculously close game. There are some drones dying in the top right. Once again, we are out of Overseers and we have no gas. Guys, we are out of Overseers. We're getting an Overseer. Reynor still has no gas as he's gonna try to go through this very tiny choke point. There are some Liberators making justice range from above. The supplies are still awfully close. It's Hydras, it's Lynx. It is Liberators, Widowmines, and Marines and Marauders that will reign supreme in the bottom left side. And I believe that was the last game deciding fight. Unless this game has another twist and turn as the drones are going to try to kill a Widowmine. We land a parasitic bomb and another Infestor gets sniped. Reynor needs to win this game basically with Zerglings at this point. Lings and Lings only. Unless we can re-establish something that resembles a economy, but I don't know if we have any Queens. Alright, Reynor has some gas income now, guys. We are getting a couple of Banelings. I guess if we have... Where have we taken those Extractors? Maybe on the left side, I believe. The 9 o'clock base, I think Reynor has taken 2 Extractors. Vipers need to be careful as we at least drop a parasitic bomb, but it's -2 Vipers again. As there are more Widowmine drops in the top right side. Clem gets very good connections. Reynor drops to 26 as we do have a run by in the main. Almost forgot that that was a possibility. We haven't really seen that. There's been so much action in the center around the bases. We haven't seen too many run-bys. Is it too late? Well, he pulls a lot of units out of position, but I think Clem still has enough to defend the bottom right, or bottom left, excuse me. At least he's going to try. Reynor, that one Liberator of Clem, by the way, is doing God's work, as it has picked up so many Lings. Reynor is forced to tap out. GG after an absolutely insane game. It is Clem who takes the lead for Team Liquid in for the first time in this entire Clem War. One of the better TVZs you are going to see in 2024. One of the better games that I've seen in a very long time. I have goosebumps on my arms. I'm not happy with the outcome, but I appreciate the effort. Insanely good game between these two. Clem takes the 1-0 lead. Reynor, however, will have map choice, guys. Reynor can pick whatever map he wants. Earlier he picked Equilibrium. Will he pick Equilibrium again? Can he at least tie things up? Can the 50% man do what we love him to do? What we need him to do now more than ever? Yuna, Trigger, and me following the game. This is obviously from a little while ago. I think at this point I was still casting. See that the boys are very into it as well. Reynor needs to win. Reynor must win this game. If Reynor does not win this game, then Team Liquid will advance into the grand finals. I have no idea how you can say something like that, you Alopi, after the game you just saw. You are witnessing one of the better TVZs you're going to see throughout the entire year. One of the better TVZs that we have seen in the last 2 or 3 years. And you just casually hit us with the, has Reynor lost his edge? Man plays an absolutely stunning, amazing game. Goes toe for 25 minutes. Was so close to doing it. If only we would have been able to take out that planetary in the center. And you just casually hit us with the, has Reynor lost his edge? That's crazy, mate. That you can look at a game like that and that is the conclusion that you come to. An amazing show. It's not over yet. I think the gamers need a second after that game. I need a second. I'll be right back, guys. I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and take a tiny... No, we don't need to take a break. It is 33 minutes past the hour. I'm safe, I think. I'll be right back. Oh. Come on! Come on, mate. Ooh. Yeah, Clem is on an absolutely insane run in these WTL Code S playoffs. But it's gonna be Equilibrium once more. Clem has played this map twice today against Azurgis. He lost to Reynor, his Muda Ling Bane, earlier in the Clan War. Feels like ages ago. Beat Serral. Even though Serral was so close to bringing it home. This is indeed intense AF. Will you cast the final even if Team Liquid wins? Yeah, of course. I mean, and I'm not just a BASILISK member. I'm a lover of the game. I'm a fan. I have a crazy amount of people watching. Of course, I will do that. And I will do my best to do a good job in it as always. But hopefully, that question is irrelevant. Because Jack Frost is going to bring it back. 2 extraordinary Starcraft 2 talents are going to duke it out with each other again. 2 good friends of one another. Kid versus Kid. The score is 2-1 in favor of Clem today. Let's do it. A must-win game for us.
Round 2. Fight!
Top left side of Equilibrium, we are looking at the main base of BASILISK Reynor, the Italian stallion who's going to try to send it to an ace match against this man. In the top right side, keeping the SCVs at home where they belong. We are looking at the main base of the guy that everyone is talking about for all the right reasons. Liquid Clem. We all believe that you should play the ace match. Nobody actually believes that I should play the ace match. I know that would be very entertaining for you guys, but I hope you know that I would actually have a heart attack. Probably drop into cardiac arrest, and that may be the very last that you guys ever see of me. I am not built for that stuff. I was a competitive video gamer in my days. I had a couple stressful series in my Warcraft 3 days, traveling to international tournaments, playing against Grubby, Moon, Sky, Todd, all of it. I am not about that life anymore in my 30s. I love watching. I appreciate the skill that these guys have. No. I'll keep it at the casual show match here and there and a little bit of ladder action, if that's alright. We need our 50-50 man more than ever. I think he played amazing though. I think he got a tiny bit unlucky at that planetary in the center. I think if he takes out that planetary, guys, with all those Banes, Hydras, and Lynx, I think he would have won. Of course, we had a Viper moment or two. One big one, the other one kind of big, with 2 Vipers on the bottom left side of the map, but it's alright. Roddy looks nervous. I am nervous. Tables have turned. Liquid had to win 4 games in a row. They won 4 games in a row. Now we have to win. A must-win game to send it to an ace match. If Reynor wins this game, it goes to an ace match. And it does not take a rocket scientist to figure out that that would be Serral versus Cure. Yeah, but Zin and Coffee, it's almost like Shopify Rebellion is also a very good team, right? Turns out that defeating Hearthstone, Lambo, Scarlet and Beyond ain't easy. Surprise Pikachu. They can already give that one to him, Bottom Beach. It does not matter what happens in this game or the next game or in the grand finals. I think playoff MVP belongs to Clem. I think that is a wrap. Whether Liquid wins it all, wins this Clem war, or gets eliminated here, I think that does not matter. Playoff MVP belongs to Clem. It's a heroic effort by the Frenchman. No one is going to take that away from him. Clem opens up with 2 Cyclones. The Cyclones that gave him a magnificent start on Golden Aura against Reynor. Thank you to Zwookie for the 2 months. I appreciate it, matey. Much love. Clem played more than well yesterday. Clem played stunning yesterday. Clem was amazing on the first day. Clem has done a 10 out of 10 job for his team. I know you can say that he could have done better because he did lose 1 map here, 1 map there, but no, I don't think he really could have done better. I think this is the best you can hope for from any gamer. There is no 3rd CC yet for Clem, but Rainer's Overlord did spot those Cyclones, guys. The Cyclones also spotted the Overlord, so they will turn around. They're going to lock on it. It's important for Reynor to immediately build an extra Overlord. Maybe 1 more. There we go. I'm okay with losing that Ovi and giving us the heads up that this is happening. Rainer's sneaking Lynx to the other side of the map, guys. Reynor is already sneaking Zerglings to the other side of the map. It's not much, but it can be honest work. United as one, Coco. Under the universal flag of gamers, we stand united. Clem leaves a couple of Hellions behind as the first queen does fall rather quickly. Here are the Zerglings. There's only 1 Hellion. This is going to be annoying for Clem. Can Reynor get the surround? Oh, he's close to getting the surround, but he does not get the surround. Instead, it is Clem who's actually killing a couple of drones with that Liberator. Good crisis management there by Clem. Shame that Reynor couldn't get the wraparound on that Hellion. This Lib is being annoying. A lot of lost mining time, and obviously Clem wouldn't be Clem if he doesn't try to find success in the center as well. But keep in mind that the 3rd command center of Clem is a lot later than what it normally is. Careful, Reynor. Okay. Alright, I think we can kill this Lib now, right? We might lose the queen. No, we don't lose the queen. We lose a drone. We'll take that. I'd rather lose a drone than a queen. Liberator dies. Whew. It's first unit that Clem has lost. Yeah, 3rd CC is obviously finishing up. But what I meant is that it's a little bit later than it could be with many other builds. So Clem finding a tiny bit of damage is not as catastrophic as it otherwise could be. Reynor drops double evolution chamber, fires up +1 carapace. Obviously we expect +1 melee here too, since we haven't seen a roach warn. He's not showing us any signs that he wants to play roaches. Thank you guys, by the way. I feel overall for the crazy amount of people that we've had tuning in. Chat has been very civilized. You guys have been very respectful to the players, creating good vibes. Don't say it often, but sometimes Twitch chat deserves a tiny shout out as well. Little round of applause for Twitch chat. I think you guys are on your best behavior. Reynor has worked on the rocks. Don't rile them up. I won't. Well, we can let them know that they are appreciated. Doesn't happen every day, but thousands of us here enjoying Starcraft, and 99.9% has been sweet, positive, respectful. As Reynor surrounds one of the cyclones, second cyclone does live, but the queens are on the edge. Turn around and snipe that cyclone. Ay, ay, ay. He tried, but Clem too quick. That is correct, Synapse. That is correct. Very little, Van very little, mate. Now, obviously, if Clem does win this game, I expect the floodgates to be open, but... You speak softly, but carry a big Twitch banhammer. I don't even know if any... I think one guy got banned by one of my mods today. We're 4 hours in, and I believe one guy got banned. I think it's a pretty good track record when you have thousands of viewers. After 4 hours, one person. As Clem is here, throws down the scan, gets on the edge of this base, takes out a couple of queens immediately. This could get scary as we don't have bailing speed yet, but the links around the link engagement is pretty good. Clem does still take the supply lead. And now we obviously have to deal with this drop in the main. The link count isn't that high. Thank the Lord that this is equilibrium and it's a very large map. Reynor needs to cancel this macro hedge. We'll cancel the macro hedge. As another queen gets picked off. It is starting to add up, guys. This is a pretty strong early game as Clem unloads the Marines on the edge of the main. He thinks that this is a fight that he should take. He has 1-1 upgrades. Reynor is a little bit late on the +1 melee, eh? He started carapace way before melee. The mega base now under a bit of pressure. Oh, he sent the drones, but he didn't send them all that far away. Fortunately, it's only 4 drones dying so far. All still somewhat acceptable damage, but if we end up losing more drones, Clem is really kicking this into overdrive. The kit is everywhere at once. Oh, Reynor is going to have a hard time keeping this together. He had a Spire on the way, but I think the Spire is done. Okay, the Spire is done. The Mutas will obviously make his life easier, but the Mutas are not that great in the straight-up fight. I kind of feel that the next 90 seconds are going to be the scariest 90 seconds for a very long time. Overlords will keep vision of that army, but this is a big army. We might actually have to sacrifice a base if we don't have the right amount of banelings. Clem guns down 2 banelings immediately. Widowmine shot on the circlings is massive. The second one is pretty good as well. There is a Spore Crawler on the edge of the main. Clem is playing as he is possessed. That's the only way to describe this performance today, yesterday, the day before, as the Marines have unloaded in the main base. Lings and Mutas have a hard time. The bailing connections are not great. Reynor is in trouble. Reynor is under a lot of pressure, but he's kind of hanging in there a tiny bit. But look at the minimap. Clem is just grabbing everything he has right now. He is rallying everything to the other side of the map. Reynor needs a couple of magical bailing connections on creep. We don't need too many banes to survive. With the Mutas we can shut down. If Reynor still keeps this together, I'll be so proud. I'll be so happy. I'll be so relieved. +2 carapace is somewhat close to finishing up. I think we have to sacrifice a base. And as painful as it is, I'd rather lose a base than lose the game. Widowmine on barrel, obviously. It's Clem. At least it doesn't fire again. Clem's supply is skyrocketing as he's going up to 4 bases. The Muta count is climbing. +2 attack is about to kick in, but at least Reynor will have +2 carapace. Reynor doesn't have a crazy amount of battle units out here. Does snipe one of the medevacs. There are some Widowmines here. First Widowmine shot wasn't that sick. The second one is a bit better. Reynor wants to chase all the way into the center of the map. And you know what? It's kind of working, as Clem didn't really have his reinforcements all that close. But Reynor does lose a lot. There is even a drone or 2 in the mix. Oh, I don't know. Reynor, stop, mate. He has so much. He has so much. Look at the amount of Widowmines that Clem has here. As Reynor just caught a glimpse of that army and he realizes that he is in a serious trouble. No, the queens are now move commanding towards the front. They have a lot of energy. The good news is they have a lot of energy. They can buy time. Reynor needs a Banes and he needs a lot of them. Maybe we need some friendly fire of the Widowmines. It will take a minor miracle to survive. Reynor is capable of giving us miracles. This is not a Baneling does get sniped off. The supplies are heavily in favor of Clem. As Clem is going to stand his ground and fight. And he guns down every single Baneling. And I am afraid that that is it. Liquid Clem gets the job done for Team Liquid and sends them into the grand finals of the WTL Code S. Heartbreak. That is heartbreak. We were so close in so many moments. That is heartbreak. Clem does all of it. An absolutely legendary performance, obviously, by Clem. Nothing but love and respect for this heroic effort that the Frenchman has put up here. One of the most insane performances that I think I've ever seen in the Team League We had Team Leaks in the very beginning of Starcraft. They were gone for a bit. WTL came back. And obviously throughout history we've had a lot of great performances by individuals. But I don't know if any of them has ever been bigger than this one. Clem single-handedly sends Team Liquid into the grand final.